Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fancy Football. And this is the Transfer Talk with Omofios and Nonso Arinzechi today. And it's good to be here, Nonso. How are you? And good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Always great to be here. Thank you very much for being a part of the show. And let's talk some transfer. Thank you again for having me.
Yeah, let's talk some transfer. Julian Alvarez to Atletico Madrid. Deal agreed, done and dusted. Just remain some bottlenecks. But we'll talk about the deal and talk about Alvarez as well, because I think he has been pushing for this deal, and we'll talk about why is he pushing for this deal, and also has a contrary opinion on why he should not push for this deal at this time of his career. Also, Daniel Omo, we'll look at Daniel Omo's deal. We'll look at other deals as well that will become that we feel that are very very essential that would and potential can change the course of the title race in any league this season. Then Enzo Maresca is in the news. Chelsea. We'll talk about him and why he believes that the PSLR is the cause of his club selling young academy players this season. Okay, let's go to the nitty gritty of the transfer talk today. Before we unpack every package we have for you today, we ask you to kindly subscribe, like, and share this video on Fancy Football. Help us grow, help us use this means to improve the channel going forward so that you may love and enjoy the packages we bring you in the future. And also, let's start from Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez has pushed and pushed and pushed for this deal. He has finally gotten his way. He has forced Pep Guardiola and the Man City hierarchy to sanction this deal. And City, because this deal is not within England, they've quickly sanctioned the deal, and they stand a chance to gain close to 90 million euros for the player as he moves to Spain to Atletico Madrid. What's your take about this transfer?
To be sincere with you, I think for Manchester City, it is good business done. You get a player who is barely 22 years of age, hasn't, isn't the most fantastic of players. He's a young prodigy, upcoming artist trying to become one of the best players in the world. He has played so well. Anytime he's been asked upon to come in as second fiddle to Erling Haaland, he's played so well. He can play as a number 9, he can play as a number 7, number 11, and most importantly behind the striker or in the Kevin De Bruyne role. So for Man City, good money made for a 22-year-old. A player they virtually bought for how much? A paltry sum. So some few years ago, to be letting him go for over 90 million euros, over 70 million pounds is good business done. I must tell you for Atletico Madrid, but for Man City, I beg your pardon, Atletico Madrid as well will get themselves one of the young, the best young prospects in the world football. Striker who can score goals, who can make goals, who have the ability to run behind strikers and behind defenders, I beg your pardon, and also create space for other guys to score. So for both parties, good business done. But for Man City, I think as much as they would have loved to keep him, but to make such a humongous amount of money on the player, to me is a big one for them. Knowing how well teams right now need to sell to buy players, especially with the PSR that is happening around the English football. And for Atletico Madrid, they've got their man, a marquee signing. Maybe what they need to push the likes of Barcelona and Madrid for the La Liga title, maybe finally get their crack on the Champions League. They have eluded them so many times in the past.
So Atletico Madrid contract proposal has been sent to Julian Alvarez as we speak now. His agent, Hidalgo, who is in Europe this week, confirmed that a 5-year contract, including a 100% of image right negotiation, is ongoing for the player in respect to personal terms. Then when we look when you look at the deal itself, City stand a chance to gain 75 million euros plus 20 million euros add on has been to their side. That money has been accepted. How will Atletico Madrid pay for that money? It's left for the clubs, both clubs, to
This
sanction
time.
to agree on the structure of payment. Man City have authorized Julian Alvarez to fly to Spain as soon as possible to have his medicals and agree personal terms with Atletico Madrid. So I think this deal is done and dusted as we are speaking now. But let us look at something different. He's young. He plays second fiddle to Erling Haaland. Just played just 2 seasons, but he has won everything in world football. Do you think that is not what is asking, pushing him to be the man of himself now? He doesn't want to play second fiddle to Erling Haaland. He wants to be the main striker of a team. Win or lose for Atletico Madrid, he wants to start every game. Don't you think it is high time for him to be the man of himself?
First of all, I must be sincere with you. I think it's typical with all these South American players. It looks like there's someone in his ears telling him that, come on, you are the real deal. You are the big boy. Cash out. You know, most of the people will tell you, I play for my family, I play for my extended family, I've got other people to fend. And that's why he's setting Oscar at his prime left for China. He's setting Hulk left for China. You see players like top class players who are playing in the top league Europe, heading for the MLS or of course the Belgian or the Russian league. So it's a typical South American team. They see apart from play football for being to get to the pinnacle, they play football to make huge money. And I think just like other South American players, Neymar, Ronaldo, somebody's in his ear saying, "Come on, this is your time to cash out. Your market value is absolutely gutted. It's huge. It's big. Make use of it right now, and then see how things pan out for you." But for you can look at it from the other point of view where you will say that this man has won everything in world football. You know, won the Premier League, he's won the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, he's won the Champions League, he's won the Copa America twice, he's won the World Cup. You know, he's won everything that it takes to win playing club football. And so, why would I stick around a team where I won everything when I can go and fight for myself and become a player of my own? That's another angle. But I think the major issue is that I think there's someone in his ears. We get a report that his agent is one trying to throw out this deal. You know, like you said, 5-year deal, 100% image rights. At what age? 22. Not Mbappe could even get it at a tender age when he was one of the best players in the world with Paris Saint-Germain. So it tells you there's money somewhere, man, and they're trying to milk the cow as much as possible. But this is my take on the deal. I think it could be, like I said, there's so many motivating factors. The fact that he maybe wants to play regular football after he's leaving Man City right now, he has nothing to lose. He's won everything already. Okay. Secondly, money-wise, there's a lot of money to be made. Okay, and maybe there could be a voice in his ears. But I think let's look at it from a player perspective. We want to see Julian Alvarez being one of the top strikers in the next 7-8 years. We want to see him remain in the top league and the big leagues, playing for the big boys, playing against the big boys, competing at the highest level. Because we know this guy has got quality. Like I said, he's very versatile and playing so many wings across the front row. And it's a blessing to watch, a blessing to behold, man, watching that young man play. So, but this is my take. I think he should have stayed. Come on, he's just 22. He's got years to learn. There's no need for him to be in a hurry. A player who played more than, let's say, plus minus 60% of the game that played last time for Manchester City at the age of 22 is an achievement. You want to play every other game, fine, but come on, a coach trusts you enough to play almost 60% of the games last season, more than it. You should be grateful, man. Not Grealish didn't do that as big as Grealish is. Some top guys, you know, who are in that club didn't do that. Bernardo Silva, you know, scrabbling for game time, you know. So for me, I felt he should have stayed back, continue his development as a player, improve his football, wait for his time. Haaland is how old? At some point he'll be off. He becomes the it factor, the main factor. He leads the line. He scores lots of goals, become a cult hero, become a legend, and of course win more titles and stay long in the Premier League. But all I'm doing right now is wishful thinking because, like you already know, and like you said, it seems that he's on his way to La Liga, which is something I don't personally agree with. I think he should stay back and build on his prospect, become a world-class player. But it looks like he's going to be playing. He's going to be running to Spain for the money, for the fame, and maybe for regular football.
Okay, now so you just spot on. If you look at the age between him and Alan, that's what he's looking at. It's not the gap is not much. Just 2 years difference between him and Helen Alan. I don't think
But the thing
he
is that
has time.
how long we all know that Haaland won't be there for more than 3-4 seasons.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows
Haaland
how long.
at some point the big
None
boys
of
will
us
come.
know. None of
And
us
see,
know how
don't forget, Man
long.
City has been in recent time on my fields. Man City has been a linchpin for the big boys. You know, that's where you need to play, and then maybe a Madrid comes, or maybe a Barcelona comes, maybe a Bayern Munich comes, because at some point you can't play there forever. See, players move for a lot of reasons. Forget about the fact that he's a first team player in the team. Players move for motivation. When he's won the league so numerous times, won the Champions League, won all the competition. At some point, he wants to a new challenge, a new lease of life, want a new competition. Maybe his wife could. Maybe if you won't get married tomorrow, his wife tells you, I don't love England. I'm because of true love. No, he has for his wife. He may end up shifting to maybe somewhere else, you know. So I don't think he would have bought himself some time. Play on, man. The guy is getting game time. He's playing regularly. He's playing Champions League football. He's playing Premier League football. He's not as if you look at it, he's one of the best players from the bench. If he's not starting, and when he's not starting, if he's not from the bench, he's starting. Sometimes they play him alongside a certain Elehala. Don't forget, Kevin De Bruyne was not fully fit last time out. Remember, he was playing the Kevin De Bruyne role, and he played it so well. This guy first, don't forget, in his last 2 seasons where Jesus was still playing, he forced Gabriel Jesus to go play from the wing because of how good he was playing from the center, either as a number 10 or number 8. So the boy has got. See, who told you that Kevin De Bruyne will play the whole season without getting injured? Don't forget, there's no player for Kevin De Bruyne in that team as we speak to you, man. So not even Kovacic can slot into that role, bro. So it is what it is, man. So it for me, whoa, he's moving very close. But I felt he could have bought himself 1 or 2 more years and become the main striker at Manchester City.
Okay, now so let's move on. Can you hear me now, so?
Very well, sir.
So there are 2 sounds in your background there.
I can hear you very loud and clear. It must be from the network.
Because I'm repeating myself.
It may be from the network. I'm hearing only once.
Oh. Okay. Just what we can do is that you can log out and come in again. Let's see. Yeah. So let's allow Nonso to log out and come in again. Okay, guys, we've heard from Nonso. I don't know if you agree with him about Julian Alvarez moving to Atletico Madrid. Let's have your opinion on Julian Alvarez, and let's see where it leads all of us to. With Julian Alvarez to Atletico Madrid for close to 100 million euros, I think that's a fair price for Manchester City. So everything is already set in place for Julian Alvarez, and let's see how it will pan out for him over the course of the new season. That will be commencing next week, and in 2 weeks' time, subsequently for other leagues. So let's wait for Nonso and see. Tell us what you think about the deal itself. Tell us what you think. As a City fan, did it just take you by surprise that Julian Alvarez is moving? Did it take you by surprise? Let us know, please, quickly. Did it take you by surprise? Did the fee also caught you by surprise as well? That Julian Alvarez is leaving. He's leaving for Spain, from Manchester City to Atletico Madrid. I think he has been pushing for this deal. Hopefully now he has got his desire, he has got his wishes, and let's see where he will end at the end. Let's see what will happen to him in terms of football and everything. Next, he's a fantastic player. He's a very, very good player. He knows what he wants. He can bring players into play. He can give assists. He can pass the ball, and he can score the goal. We saw him at the Copa American. We saw him at Manchester City, and we will keep seeing him in Spain. And let's see how we deliver to a lot of us that are neutrals that watch La Liga as well and follow Atletico Madrid as well. So let's see how it will go for City not City, for Julian Alvarez and his entourage. So let's see. Okay, I think Nonso should be back online now. Okay, Nonso is back online. Let's have him. Let's have him back. Okay, Nonso, can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear
No,
me?
the noise has dampened. So Nonso, from let's move. Let's go to Chelsea quickly, and let's look at Enzo Maresca. He has come out to complain on the issue of why they are selling young academic players which are the future of the club, because your academic players are the future. If they are living on a free transfer, it's a different thing, but you are selling them out of the club. It shows that there is problem somewhere going forward for Chelsea, because you cannot sell that which you nurtured and you raise up with, and you expect that the future will be bright for you. Am I correct?
I quite agree with you. See, the future of a club is the academy. And the future when the so-called look at Paris Saint-Germain, they've changed their philosophy. We need to improve the academy, their structure, their stadium training. This is what it's all about: grooming young stars for the future. But for Chelsea, it seems they are buying so many young stars and letting the ones they have produced down the academy way to the exit door, and that's because it's simple. In the past 2-3 seasons under Todd Bowley, they bought a humongous amount of players. The number of players they have bought can start up 2-3 teams. That's how much it is. They bought so many players that can set up 2-3 different teams, and they will compete in the Premier League. Exactly. And so, in exchange of that, we can't keep as much academy players because these players as well are young players. Look at Magui. They paid this release clause of £5 million from Barcelona and got him at the club. None Madueke is relatively young. You got Chalobah relatively young. This man who plays in the midfield, Chukwemeka Kani, relatively young. Got him from Aston Villa last season. The players they've got in are young players. We hear their story. As I speak to you right now, they're about paying £20.8 million for a Gremio player who is barely 16 or 17 years of age. So the investment is, let's buy star young players and hope they can metamorphose and become world-class players that we can then resell and get value for. First of all, value as a team and value as a club. First of all, now the results have not changed on the pitch of play because every day there seem to be 8 or 9 new signings, and the problem of gelling and understanding what the code philosophy is. Yes, last season it was Mauricio Pochettino. This season it is Ezon Maresca, and it's complaining bitterly that the players are trying so hard to adapt. They would adapt, but they have to give them time. If they fire before December, the new manager starts afresh. Very sad, but that's the truth of things. That's how truth is right now. But for them to balance the books, no thanks to the PSR sustainability rule, the profitability and sustainability rule, to ensure that clubs are afloat, to ensure that clubs can, take care of the day-to-day run of the activities. Who suffers the brunt? It can't be the new players they bought. Now you can't buy new players today and sell them immediately. So they have to go to the academy, get the best of players, and ship those ones who got serious prospects and lose them. For some players who could become maybe the Messis of this world, but they have to lose them now because they have to balance the books. Really sad, man. As this guy was quite lamenting about the fact that some quality young players have been leaving the club with reckless abandon, and they can do nothing about it because the club's aim is to balance the books. And when it comes to balancing the books, it is non-negotiable. Like I said, you must be able to spend not less than 70% of your income. And right now, Chelsea are running at the more players will have to leave, and that's why they are forcing the move for Conor Gallagher. I tell you, Ezon Maresca in his heart of heart will want to keep that guy. Because that guy is an absolute powerhouse. He works so hard for the team. He gives his all for the team. He fights. He's a fighter. I barely want to see that can do what exactly he's doing. He may not be the most crafty or clever or brilliant or the bravest of all players, but there's one thing he'll give you: is a tireless worker. He puts his foot in crazy places just to save the team, and then he puts it all on the pitch of play. But it is what it is. More players will leave. I think Chelsea fans should brace up. More academic players will go. The numbers are already increasing, all in the aim of balancing the books. The books must be balanced, and that's what it's all about. If not, they will get the hammer. Who will believe that? How do Chelsea others want to relate to their fans? They start their season by taking a 12-point deduction for a team that not sure may not make it to the top 7. So they need to do all the card on decks to balance the books.
Okay, with Samu Omorodion moving to Chelsea because since Julian Alvarez deal has been confirmed, Samu Omorodion is expected to move from Atletico Madrid to Chelsea in a deal that worth £35 million and valid for June 2030. And that is where the problem is for Chelsea. They just sign these players, bring them to the team, and spread the transfer to 6, 7, 8 years so that they can afford to pay that amount of money. Can you see
Who
this
is doing this?
type of transfer being sustainable going forward also?
It can't be. By the time you bought 18 players, you are paying the last 7 months. By the time the year comes, you have spent the whole players, your whole transfer budget on players that you've already bought. It's not sustainable. It's fraud. It's fraud. It's just see. It's like fraud. Let me speak some phonetics here. It's like it's like an accident waiting to happen. It's like delaying the rainy day. The rain will surely come, man. The rain will come. So I don't understand who is in charge of their transfer business.
Todd
And when you
Bowley
hit
himself. Todd Bowley himself.
I know what I'm saying. And if you see, my problem is this: if that they are getting immediate success for this approach, like Chelsea are balling big time,
Yeah.
they're having fun, they're winning games, they're competing for titles. You could well and say, oh, brave decision by Todd Bowley, absolute stroke of masterclass. But unfortunately, they are struggling on real time, and they will struggle in the future the way they are going. So it's not a stroke of masterclass. It's a total disaster in the making. And I talked about the fact that about signing a Grêmio player for £20 million. Now you talk about Morodion. I watched that guy at the Olympics. That guy is not worth 20 million. If you forget he's Nigerian, it's not worth £20 million. It's not worth 15. At the age of Nick, what it is, Nico Williams was the first team player in Bilbao. This guy can barely even get into the Atletico Madrid bench, and it's £35 million. Don't forget, the same Atletico Madrid are paying £33 million for a certain Chelsea captain. What's his name again? I'm trying to remember his name now. Conor Gallagher, and Chelsea will pay £35 million for Morodion, who is a more established player, please.
Oh.
And again, it brings back the question again: who does this deal?
Yeah,
Really
that's a
sad.
question to be asked. That's a question to be asked. We just have a message from the Fanzy, from the football Fanzy fan zone. Are you serious now? Sport Bishop. Somebody's asking the comment you made. Are you serious about it? So,
which of the comments, bro?
Huh?
Because I said a lot of things.
You said a lot of things, but that is what it is. The Sport Bishop. So, for me, I think it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Yes, on Alvarez, the football fans on Alvarez, I think that deal is done and dusted. He's moving on.
Yeah.
He's leaving City, whether you like it or not. The football fan zone. He's moving. He's leaving City. The deal is done and dusted. 75 million euros plus 20 million pound euros add on. Image right, 100% belongs to the player, and I think he's due to travel to, yeah. So let's move on. Let's move on. I think today's transfer show do no much viewers online, but it's becoming interesting. Let's go to Germany, then move to Spain. There's a certain player that made the headlines during the Euros. For me, I think I've been watching him over the time, and I said, why are clubs not really going for him? Now Barcelona have opened their eyes, and they want to take him out of RB Leipzig to the Camp Nou. Though the Camp Nou is demolished now, but they want to take him to the Camp Nou. That's where we know the home of Barcelona. He's in the name of Daniel Olmo. He was exceptional for Spain. For me, I think he's the player of the tournament. Exceptional for Spain in the Euros. What a player he was for the Spanish national side. And also, how do you think Barcelona? Because Barcelona have been approaching this deal in such a manner that is tricky. Because we all know where Barcelona stands currently now. That in terms of financial resources, Barcelona aren't there with the big clubs, so they have to maneuver themselves in what they will give. They will present to what do I mean? They will present to RB Leipzig in terms of payment structure. They submitted the first proposal and RB Leipzig rejected it. Now a second proposal has gone through. So how do you think Barcelona can navigate these muddy waters of getting Daniel Olmo? And also remember that they are struggling on the other hand with Arsenal to get in the young lad from Atletico Bilbao. What's his name? Nico Williams as well. So how do you think they can navigate these muddy waters that they are in terms of in respect to cash, in respect to getting players to the club?
For me, it's just about who is in the market, who is in the transfer battle with them. Unfortunately, or fortunately for Barcelona, there seems to be no team in sight in the battle for them for Dani Olmo. It seems to be a one-way traffic. Barcelona wants him. There seems to be no other team who is more interested than he is. So it could be easy. They could spread it. Go and ask Chelsea, the king of spreading. They could spread the payment for 5-6 years. We hear that Bilbao wants £60 million for £10 million add-ons. So we hear. So what they need to do is tell them, okay, we can do this or we can do that, and then we'll just find the payment structure that works for both teams. Don't forget, they're not obliged to pay the money immediately. As immediately the deal is done and dusted. So that's the only if there was other suitors for his signature, I think they'll be beaten to because if they come in and say they want to pay in the next 7-6 years, the suitor will tell they'll pay twice or 3 times in a year, or they play yearly, or they play twice 2 years, and they'll pay on top. And the clubs want money cash. That's the thing. So the good thing is they have that nobody seems to be looking at the almost side. If there was a competition, I could say they will not win the battle because all they do is better the offer made by Barcelona, who are really cash trapped at the moment, and that's why they can't sign any players. Imagine, let me now worry a bit. A certain Romeo Orio has returned back to Girona on loan because they have to cut down their wages. He left Girona for Barcelona.
How clubs just go in and sign players, and oh gosh.
Or Romeo returned back to Girona on loan for the next season. So all they do is try to cut their wage bill. And to be sincere with you, they have some players who are taking huge money, but I'm not hit their stride. A certain man from Netherlands, the Dutch midfielder, what's his name again? De Jong, Frankie.
Yeah.
Lewandowski is getting old, but he's earning cool bucks. This young man just signed a new contract. The guy who shine like a million star in the Euros. What's his name? Lamine Yamal. And don't forget, but Spain, to be sincere with you, are not big spenders when it comes to salary. The biggest is Madrid, and we know why Madrid spend a huge amount of money on salary. Barcelona are not used to doing it, but for them, because they need to compete, they started paying big, and now their books is scattered. This is a club that are run by themselves. There's no major sponsor. There's no big owner. And so because of trying to compete in those days, giving Messi crazy contracts, giving top guys, now they're bankrupt, But they will have to find a way. They will have to find a way. Like I said, the only stable thing for Olmo is that there is no other offer on the table except from Barcelona. So if this guy tries to force a deal, Dani Olmo, then they'll just find a compromise. Maybe spread it across the years.
That deal is close. The last 7 minutes, there was a breaking news from Fabrizio Romano. Can you hear me now, so?
I can hear you loud and clear.
So that deal is closed. The breaking news from Fabrizio Romano that is understood that Barcelona are closing in to get Dani Olmo deal done with RB Leipzig. Meeting ongoing in Leipzig with Deco, who is the sporting director of Barcelona, agent and RB Leipzig directors. Positive so far. Talks are at the final stage on the package. Worth 60 million euros, add-ons included. Payment terms discussed now. So it has to be upfront payment has to be like 30% or 40%. That's where the sticking
the instrumental payment.
Yes, it has to be. Even the big clubs have to pay in installment as well, because you can't just, even the Real Madrid has to pay in installment. Those deals has to be structured in that way.
It depends on where everybody wants a player. Nobody paid in cash.
Even when they sign, no, point of correction, please. Even when they signed Ronaldo, When they signed Ronaldo,
remember Juventus. When was the spend? Man United paid cash.
No, Man United didn't pay. Yeah, but see, when they signed, when Real Madrid signed Ronaldo for 90 million pounds last time out, that's about 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago. That day in 2009, they didn't pay, but they paid close. They paid they're about 60 to 70% of the transfer up front.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So they got the box. Barcelona are struggling, man. I think the only reason this deal is going to work, the only reason this is going to work because there's no other offer. And like you said, the agent is willing to negotiate. They're willing to negotiate. Barcelona, Deco is willing to negotiate. The club is willing to negotiate. Maybe they say, okay, let us cash in on this man now that his value is very high. My next year may drop to 40 billion pounds, and maybe teams will not want to pay. And so that's all. That is all. So Barcelona should be counting their luck. They can split it. But I tell you, that Nico Williams deal that is ongoing with Arsenal, if Arsenal are willing to go the distance, man, Barcelona will not stand a chance.
No, they will stand a chance because the player wants to play for them, and that's where the only thing. That's only.
Explain to you how this thing works in transfer market. The player has 20-30% to play. The club has to agree the fee. Agree.
I think
at the games. The player has to first agree a deal before the player personal contract.
I think for Nico Williams.
So you may agree a personal contract, the club does not agree.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, we've lost Nonso. Nonso, if you can hear me, please, can you come back?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. If both of us can agree on some certain this thing, the player's desire is to still remain in La Liga. Yes, it should remain in La Liga. He has his desire and to play in
big box falls in the box of Barcelona. Can they meet the club asking price?
No, they can meet the club. Since the La Liga president have come out to say that very soon, I think he made those statements 2 weeks ago, that very soon that Barcelona should be financially able to sign players. I think as a club, Barcelona should be able to cough out close to 150 million euros for these transfers to get players left, right, center. They should be able to let some.
Let me give you a heads up. From information we're getting from inside Spain, is that the La Liga know how important Madrid and Barcelona are to the league as
Exactly.
So they are doing all they can. It's not about Barcelona. It's about La Liga. Trying the best to keep Barcelona.
That's where you are getting me wrong. If Trebelsi is coming out to say that he knows that Barcelona should be able to start buying players, are you getting me now? So that means he has the data in his front. He knows what he's saying. Trebelsi is the head of La Liga.
The head of La Liga said a lot of things.
Let me get
the head of La Liga have said a lot of things that have been found to be false.
Yes, Trebelsi, let's put that aside.
Exactly.
Trebelsi is the head of La Liga. If he comes in and makes such statement, are you getting me now? He knows that in the fiscal year ahead, Barcelona should be able to get some cash and sign players. It's all about
the numbers of players.
Whether it is 3 or 4 or 5, you know, Barcelona still have the bulk of their players still with them.
Exactly.
The problem with Barcelona, the problem I think with Barcelona is that they just quote once agents quote extravagant figures for them, they just go in and look for and to pay because they want that player and they want to compete with Madrid. But Madrid, over time, have understand the business of football.
Business of transfer.
Yes, the business of transfer, the business of cutting deals. They can sign 5 players, maybe give one of the players like Jude Bellingham 300 or 400,000 pounds a week of wages. Maybe the rest of the 4 players that they sign, they will say, okay, these 4 players that we signed, let's see if we can give them 90 million euros per season for wages 40 million euros. They just play those transfer, and which makes sense. It makes sense. Not giving one player like De Jong 700,000 pounds a week as wages. That's not business.
That is suicidal. See,
That's
and
suicidal.
that's Madrid has got an edge over Barcelona. They know when to let go.
Yes.
They look at another. It's time for you to leave. Sometimes it's time for you to leave.
Exactly.
They don't. Barcelona are emotional when it comes to moving players
We
on.
know that the Euro was Madrid bound over the course, but Madrid told Lille that we cannot pay you what United wants to pay you. We can only pay you 25 million euros. If the player wants to go, he should go. If the player wants to stay, he should stay. And that is where we are. And that is as simple as that. And that is why I like what United are doing now. United have told Paris Saint-Germain, we cannot pay you 60 million euro on Emmanuel Ugarte. We will not pay you that amount of money for a player that is on that virtually is almost on the bench. I think clubs should know when to take their stand with respect to.
Yes.
Well, yes.
And that's where Madrid has got a PhD, and Arsenal as well. Know when to walk away.
Arsenal did one deal that I will question up to today. I will question that deal, the Nicolas Pepe deal. I will question that deal for a long time.
I can explain that deal. Pepe was the brightest light.
That deal was a sham, to be frank.
Pepe was the brightest light in that league.
It was the brightest light, but Arsenal
did for a big signing.
And you want to pay 71 million euros or 71 million pounds for a player.
It was the biggest name in league.
That was the most ridiculous deal that Arsenal has done. And since then, Arsenal learned their lesson that they would not do a deal like that. Yes, Arsenal can pay 60 million euros for a player if the player what it is. You have to look at it. Yes, yeah. So let me see if there's any update. Okay, one update from West Ham. Gudo Rodriguez joined West Ham officially for a free transfer from Real Betis. So 2 years contract for the Argentina midfielder. So he's now a West Ham player. West Ham have been doing business recently.
Oh yes, give kudos has to go to Julian Alvarez, the new coach of West Ham.
Really good business. He got for Nicolas Cook yesterday.
For
25 million pounds.
Euros.
25 million pounds.
Exactly, with Dortmund. So got played in Champions League final, one of their better players last season, and then now Gudo World Cup winner as well. So he seems to know what he wants. He's slowly but surely he's creating those building blocks to create a fantastic team. We wait and see what West Ham will look like when the season begins. Don't forget, they also got some of you. Some of you.
They did. They're from Leeds United.
Exactly. They're building slowly but surely. West Ham, watch out for that team. If David Moyes was a good coach, this guy could be cracking. But let me not get ahead of myself.
And with respect to a young lad moving from Arsenal to United, Chidi Obi Martins is undergoing his first part of his medical test as new Manchester United player today.
Don't mind Don't mind that boy.
Announcement that hurts. I know that hurts now. So, but just
looking for a big contract at the age of 18.
Could take time. Announcement could take time as the deal will be subject to the Premier League 5-step investigation. But all set to sign. Exclusive story from Fabrizio Romano. So. Also from Germany, so I think this will also hurt some Bayern Leverkusen fans. Bayern remain optimistic and confident on Jonathan Tah deal, but no green light to proceed yet. Jonathan Tah only wants Bayern. I think that deal will happen.
Bayern wants a player in the Bundesliga, they get it.
Exactly, they get it.
And Jonathan Tah, like you said, he wants the deal. Fantastic partnership last season with them, with his pair, that young boy. I remember the young boy's name, the left footer German, who was also at the Euros as well. So he could leave. He's I think the most experienced defender at Leverkusen because he's been there for so long a time, more like a furniture in Leverkusen.
So long.
It's moving on to a big league, to big things. Bayern Munich, the best team in the land, arguably.
Okay, so let's look at finally let's go to AFC Bournemouth. Tottenham exploring move for Dominic Solanke. He he's among targets for the Spurs. If you look at difficult deal, as he is a key player for Bournemouth, no formal bid to Bournemouth, but Spurs exploring the option to bring in a new striker and potentially new winger based on opportunities. What do you think about that deal? Solanke too. You think he should remain in the AFC Bournemouth or he should go to Tottenham?
I think it doesn't look. It doesn't cut across me as a top team player. We saw him at Liverpool. He didn't cut it out there. We saw him at Chelsea. It didn't work out for him. He came to Bournemouth and became the it factor. I had somebody saying he's going to be the new Harry Kane. I'm asking, wow, that's a big shoe to fill, man. Harry Kane. When the first time I heard about Harry Kane, the first thing that came to my mind was Kane is able. The guy has the ability to score from any angle of the field. Can Solanke do that? I don't think so, and I don't think he would. So, if he moves to Tottenham Hotspur, his numbers may drop, but maybe you add something to a different option to what they've got in the attacking lineup alongside Richarlison and Timo Werner. But for me, man, for the sake of his career, I think if he wants to play in the Three Lions, we let him in at Bournemouth where he's king. He will bang in those goals, and he'll get some opportunity at the Three Lions. But with Spurs, limited, he will start. He's ready to have that squad rotation issue. Beat part player playing, struggling for positions. But at Bournemouth is the first name in the coach's lineup. So I don't know. I think it's a good move for him. But if Spurs can get the deal to happen, it will be good for at least more option in the attacking lineup.
Okay, no. So I respect your opinion on that. So Gilson Bremen will stay at Juventus. That's done and dusted. Signed a 4-year deal. Is it for a 5-year deal to extend his contract at Juventus? He's part of the Thiago Motta's project. What do you think about Thiago Motta and Juventus? He told 8 players that they are not part of his project, including the almighty Federico Chiesa. What do you think about that?
Including the almighty Federico Chiesa.
Already he's stamping his authority on the team, and that's what matters for as a coach. So what do you think about that?
There's one thing with stamping authorities. One thing breaking all the tables in your process of stamping authorities. There are some names that I'm serious. Because that's when I look up like, wow, did he really tell this guy his surplus requirement? Federico Chiesa was his shares surplus requirement. Some of the defender, I remember his name right now, Matteo De Chilio. Some of their players are like, hope he has replacement, man. Because this is the players that you say are the first names in the list on a good game, especially Federico Chiesa, who we thought was going to be one of the best players in the world at some point 2 years ago before injury happened. But he's gradually getting back to the ball. You saw him at the Euros play good football.
He's barely 20, I think he's just 26 years old. I think somebody can look at him and say, okay, how much is that deal? 25 million euros. Let's snap this guy and see what he can bring to my team.
The other Arsenal is on his case. There's a Spurs on his case as well. So the guy will not be short of suitors of options. But Juventus, to lose a player like Chiesa, I know form injury problem, form-wise, he has dwindled. But we saw him at the Euros. The guy's got something to give, man. Maybe he does need a new team. Maybe this could be a blessing in disguise for him, where he gets a new team that gives him a new spark. And then we begin to see the Chiesa we saw two years ago before the injury. I think the guy is a quality player. I still think it's a mistake by Thiago. There's a way, come on, you can stamp your authority, but some players you don't touch, man. They're like some jigsaw in your puzzle. Chesney, yes, I think it's high time he left. The Shilio as well, it's high time he left. Some other names get there, but Federico Chiesa, I'm still stunned, man. Really stunned.
Yeah. Okay, including the likes of Makane, the US international, will also be part of. Yes, it's not part of the transfer. Then, what do you think about? So, what do you think about the Newcastle set to finalize the deal to sign Crystal Palace McGahey?
They need numbers. Last year when this guy got injured and Botman, they had to draft this guy from left back and Bond to centre back, and then play a big shift. They did number 6. Apart from Fabian Schär and of course Botman, they seem to be Lascelles is injury prone. Lascelles, you don't know what you can get from the Lascelles anymore. So for me, it's about the numbers. McGahey will bring them more steel. We saw him at the Euros. He's got the grit. He's got the fight. He gets a pay rise as well, and then he fights for European football. So for me, it will be a good deal for both parties. But I know you say I think it's for a team who wants to play in the continent, needs all the support. The squad in there that they can get. And for me, it's a fantastic. If it happens, great stuff. Because Newcastle need the numbers. Last thing when they had injuries, remember, They had a backlog
Yeah.
injury. It was more like a free fall from the heavens. We couldn't even catch them at some point. It was towards the end of the season they got Nick Pope, and so we all know what happened. So the more numbers, the more the merrier, my brother. And the guy has got quality to even displace any of those two in that back line. It's somebody who, when he comes in, it's either the same or just a little below what you get when Botman and of course Fabian Schär are playing. And he could even drop Fabian Schär to the bench. Who knows? So for me, it's a good.
Finally, I want you to have your take on, can Brighton get Matt Hummels to the Premier League?
Matt Hummels?
Yeah.
Sure
This story was reported by Florian Pettenberg of Sky Germany that there's a possibility of Brighton are exploring possibility of getting Matt Hummels to the Premier League. Can they do that?
They've got a good connection with German football. Don't forget they let go of Pascal Gross. He returned to Dortmund this summer.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they've got some players like Uzdav. They got him from the Bundesliga. Exactly. They've got some players from the Bundesliga. They seem to have got a good a bromance with the Bundesliga, and I think it's something they can do. For Hummels, he's played at Bayern Munich. Played at Dortmund. These are the two biggest teams in German football. He's won the league with both parties. He's won the Champions League with Bayern Munich. Got to the final with Dortmund. He's won the cup with both parties. Exactly. So my brother, let us say it as it is, man. The man has got nothing to lose. He's played in 2 finals with Dortmund. Even though he didn't win anyone, but he won the Champions League with Bayern Munich. So it's about the new. See, at some point in your life, you want a new challenge. Like I said, the different reason why players change this club. He may not be going to the top teams in Germany, but come on, he has seen it all. He has done it all. This guy is barely 36, 35, if I'm not mistaken. He's probably playing his twilight of his career. And if there's anything he brings to this Brighton team, is experience. He brings experience. He brings leadership they need at the back, and good. He could be good at position, but I just hope he won't be the physicality of the Premier League wouldn't have a toll on him, and it becomes this 1 week playing, 1 week in the doctor's office. Yeah. That's my only fear. But for me, if for him to enjoy his football and have a taste of what it looks like to play, he can tell his children I played in the Premier League, and this is what it looks like playing in the Premier League. It's something we want to do before he hangs up. Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, guys, we've come to the end of the show, all of the transfer talk today, and it's been exciting to have Nonso Arinzechi on the transfer talk for the first time in this season, and I think we'll keep on having him. We'll bring him up here next Tuesday as well, so that we'll continue to talk about players in and out. I think the transfer market is becoming exciting. We expect City to sign, but they let go in a big way. 95 million euros to begin in that transfer. It may be small money, my brother. So 95 million euros to gain that transfer is not small money. So thank you so much for being part of the show today, and thank our viewers for those that have subscribed to Fancy Football today and those that have viewed our page. Keep the subscription coming, keep the likes coming, so that you can help us take this channel to the next level pretty soon. Thank you so much for what you have done for Fancy Football so far, so good, to our viewers, and hopefully let's see where we go next. And also, any final take, please?
Yeah, please like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell, because I tell you, the new season is coming, and you don't want to miss what's going to happen here on Fancy Football. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Cheers.
Next week will be our prediction segment, and I will start that with Nonso Arinzechi on Fancy Football. We'll see how far his prediction will go for the first week. And we will also like viewers to come into the show and see if they can get the predictions right. Hopefully, maybe one day they challenge also on the prediction list. And let's see how it goes. So also,
I'll be waiting.
I'll
be waiting.
Yes,
to take my spot.
See you. Okay. Yes. Okay. Final thought, please. We'll be having a live show on Friday. Or a live show of the Premier League on Friday. We'll have to predict. That's the first predictions we have to get before we go into the nitty-gritty of every match. We have to look at the predictions of who will win the league, the possible relegation, possible highest goal scorer, with Nonso Arinzechi. Please put that in. It's a live show. It's not recorded. It's a live show, and the 30-minute show, we'll rumble it in 30 minutes with Nonso, and let's see where it takes us to. Thank you so much once more. The Fanzy football viewers, thank you so much.
Cheers,
man.